Hi, welcome to the Price Action Analyst YouTube channel. I'm just doing this video because there was a request for it in the comment section. This is Ripple XRP. XRP is quite a very well-known altcoin. Like, it's one of the top ones along with Ethereum. And I have a list of coins that I look at, and it's based off of going through the 175 coins that were listed on Binance and just looking for coins that were in an uptrend. And so I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but Ripple didn't make my list because there's nothing going on. It's had similar price action to everything else. There was a bit of a pop there. It's come back and it's consolidating. But I mean, if you frame this whole thing up, this is a downtrend. I see falling price. So there's for me personally, I have no reason to get involved with this coin. So I'm just trying to think how to frame this up for someone. If you send in a request, you probably own Ripple. So I'll just say, if for me, not owning Ripple, I'm not interested in purchasing this coin. It's trending down, and there's nothing happening with the price action. So you could sell it. You could put the money into something that is currently moving up, and I've done a few videos on stuff that I've identified that is trending up. Or you can wait to see what Ripple does. And again, this chart, just so you know, this chart, I always do the charts in relative to Bitcoin, not US dollar. So, I mean, Ripple might be going up in terms of the US dollar, but I just have an investment philosophy that I've explained in other videos, and I'm always looking for price appreciation relative to Bitcoin and not the US dollar. So this level here, there's air, and you have a wick and the all-time low. So and you have this trend line. So if price sort of pushes back into here, it's testing the trend line, and it's now testing the air, and you're probably going to see some buying support there, maybe. But you could wait to see what happens there. Hopefully you get some buying support, or you could sell the coin and put it in stuff that's going up while you're waiting for something to happen with Ripple. Ideally, if I was going to be interested in Ripple, I would have to see price, not necessarily, but ideally come down here, test these areas, show buying strength, come back up to this top trend line, push out of it, retrace, and have more strength there on a big volume spike, and then I'd be interested. Kind of this. I mean, you're not generally going to see it as good as that, but that is downward trend. A wick, retest of the wick strength, bang, that the break of that bar would have been an entry point, and then you could have ridden that up. It's just unfortunate that whatever happened here, this didn't continue on. It kind of fell back and made new lows here. So again, unfortunately I don't see anything of interest in terms of me putting my money in this coin. There's just nothing really happening here. But having said that, I'm happy to do a video on my analysis and tell you what I think. And at the end of the day, there's every chance that I could be wrong, right? Tomorrow you could wake up and there's a big buying bar and there's just a run outside of this trend line. But generally it will give you an indication that that's happening through the volume and through the price action. Here was a similar thing, down, wick, strength, retrace, strength. You know, that break of that bar is a good place to get long. Retrace, strength. It's just a shame that none of this has lasted, but this price action is indicative of almost every coin I've looked at started off really good, and then they've just kind of fallen into a long consolidation pattern, and then there's a lot of coins that are starting to break out of that now, and that's the ones that I tend to do videos of and be interested in, because they're the ones that I'm interested in investing in. But yeah, if Ripple was the only coin and I had a cash balance, I would just sit back and wait until something of interest happened. At the moment, I don't see anything of interest, so don't feel too bad. If you own this coin and you want to hold it, you can certainly do that too. I might just let's just have a look and see what it looks like in terms of the US dollar. Yeah, so I mean, it's not just, it isn't a downtrend relative to the US dollar, which is, it's not good at all. This price action is kind of similar to Monero, but there is some life in it relative to the US dollar. I just don't look at anything in the US dollar because I'm trying to identify stuff that's going to go up, and so in my mind, the stuff that's going to go up is the stuff that's going to, also potentially be the next Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's like the gold standard of crypto. So I'm looking for stuff that's appreciating in terms of relative to Bitcoin. Because the US dollar is printing money, it's just getting ridiculous. Everything is generally going up relative to the US dollar. So for example, if you look at the price of houses, prior to this COVID stuff, the prices were all going up. But if you look at the price of houses in, say, gold, the prices are actually going down. So I generally, all the videos I do are cryptocurrencies relative to Bitcoin as opposed to US dollar. So the chart doesn't look in terms of it doesn't look as bad in terms of US dollars, but I think, if you're investing, you want to think about it more in terms of appreciation relative to Bitcoin and start moving away from valuations in terms of the US dollar. So hopefully that's helpful. If you have any more comments or want me to look at anything else, please let me know. Like the video and subscribe. Thanks very much.